Demons have redefined Geometry Dash on the indie gaming platform. The level-inspired difficulty rating was introduced following the 1.2 demon level Demon Park, which was considered to be so hard at the time that the pre-existing insane difficulty didn't cut it anymore. In the few years since this introduction, demons have changed the way we perceive the game. They've become a staple in amazing levels, with every new sensational upcoming level being of demon difficulty, and in 2.1, RobTop added a further system of disambiguation in order to define the demons of the top 50 from those of the days gone by. Demons like Yatagarasu, Bloodlust, and Sonic Wave Infinity are all pushing the limits now. In this video, we're going to be looking at the biggest demons in GD history from many different perspectives. There are many ways in which to consider which demons are the biggest demons in the game, and so in this video I'm going to be covering a wide variety of categories and we will be learning a little bit about each. So as always, sit back, relax and enjoy. Starting us off is the first ever demon level that inspired the entire classification. Demon Park by Mid M2 Col was a level released in 1.2 which pushed the boundaries of difficulty, with players being much less skilled and adapted to this fledgling game at the time. At the time, this level was so hard that people didn't think the insane difficulty was representative of levels like this anymore, and so RobTop prepared to add a new rating. It was this level that inspired the new system to be called Demon, trademarking the rating system we know so well today. Demon Park is the oldest demon ever, and so by this classification counts as one of the biggest. In this list, I'll be considering size not just by numbers but by impact and by historical significance, and this one certainly has both of those. The next one is a demon you will almost have definitely played. The Nightmare is the most downloaded demon level on the server. It was another one of the earlier demon levels, and it was a comprehensive, well-made, and at the time challenging level. Now it serves a rather different purpose, being the perfect stepping stone for new players to get into demon slaying. This level is currently verging on 20 million downloads worldwide and is definitely the most well-known and famous non-official demon level by the sheer numbers. Statistically, if you've ever played GD, this is the level that the most of you will have heard of, played and beaten. For this reason, it definitely is one of the biggest. Next, we need to examine a demon that stood firm as the king of demons over several updates. This was a hacked level and became infamous in 1.9 despite being released in 1.6. Ice Carbon Diablo X by Roadbows was an extreme demon with precise timings, early straight flying and complex memory parts. It was rated and had a negative dislike ratio before Riot, one of the most famous players the game had ever seen, made his name by becoming the first to beat it some 3 updates after its release. In 2.1 it has only just fallen off the demons list but was by far the oldest demon on it. Every other level on the list is either 1.9, 2.0 or 2.1. Ice Carbon Diablo X reigned until September 2017, with its legacy calling back all the way to 1.6. So Ice Carbon Diablo X is one of the biggest, and it is one of the longest reigning demons ever seen, ousting Necropolis by a mile. We've spoken about the most downloaded level in the history of the game, but what about the biggest of the new era of GD? The era commencing in 1.9 and the era beforehand are so different, as GD was a completely different game. So what is the biggest level of our current era? Well, it's 9 Circles by Zobros, a demon that was Zobros' first demon creation in 1.9, and was a huge challenge at the time. It used incredibly unique designs and the 4 colour slots to create a neon wave effect, something never seen before. But that created a huge trend of over 50 unique rated levels, all with their own styles and themes, a trend that is now being adapted and preserved in its own way even today. 9 Circles also led to the birth of the legendary former #1 demon Sonic Wave. It was a big level with a huge amount of impact in the community, and it remains the most downloaded and liked level since 1.9 began, competing with the old 1.2 to 1.8 levels some years after they were released. Speaking of revolutionary levels in the 1.9 era, even though it doesn't top any like or download leaderboards, we need to talk about Cataclysm. Cataclysm was a level that redefined difficulty and demons themselves in January 2015. It was a hacked level that was rated, and many thought it was impossible. However, in March 2015, the old Korean, now anti-hero Cyclic became the first to beat it. After this, Riot again made his name through this achievement, grossing over 1 million views on the video. Because of this, Cataclysm was the spearhead behind the most famous demon ever, the sequel Bloodbath by Riot. If you watched my pilot GD Theories episode, you'll know that Cataclysm inspired a hell of a lot in this community, and it is my view that Cataclysm is the most important level of all time. It doesn't have the most effects in the butterfly effect, as it can be argued that Demon Park starting the whole trend had that, but this level inspired Bloodbath, a level that brought much more attention to the game, and it has inspired so much in the way of newer, harder demons. Much of the top 50 probably wouldn't have had the chance to become realised if not for Cataclysm. If not for this level, the game would be in a completely different state and the community would be far, far smaller. Cataclysm is one of the biggest because it is the most important GD level in history in my opinion. Moving on very nicely from Cataclysm, we have its harder, more groundbreaking sequel, Bloodbath. It's hard to remember this with Bloodbath falling so far down the list now, but this level was once the most feared challenge in GD history. Riot, a player so far ahead of his time, took 25,000 attempts to perfect it, and Bloodbath remained unbeaten by anyone for 8 months. It remained first on the demons list for over a year, and has always been the kingpin of red extreme demons. It also crowned the golden age of mega collabs in 1.9, and to this day it is the most popular demon ever by the view count on verification video, exceeding a whopping 4 million views. This level brought a tsunami of new attention and fans to the game, and while Cataclysm laid the foundations for a new community, Bloodbath shaped it. Bloodbath is, by traffic and interest, the biggest demon ever under more than one classification. What a GD milestone it was. Another legendary demon comes in here. Sonic Wave isn't ahead on any leaderboards, but it was a revolutionary level, and while Ice Carb and Diablo X held the longest reign for a rated demon, Sonic Wave has been the hardest level that was rated for a short time ever. From its update in about mid-2015 through to it being finally re-verified by Sonics in November 2016 and carrying on until it was finally topped by Erebus in March 2017, it stood unchallenged for over 18 months. There have been harder levels, but nothing that has had a chance to become legitimately verified or that has not been nerfed. Cyclic created the legendary demon that was rated for a short period, and not even Bloodbath has seen such a lengthy reign in terms of sheer time spent as the hardest demon. It is also one of the biggest demons of all time, not officially, but find me someone who disagrees that Sonic Wave was worth a mention in a list such as this. Another one that couldn't be left without a mention, Yatagarasu was a follow-up to Bloodbath and instantly became one of the most hyped levels of all time. Why? Because the new community Bloodbath had built immediately latched onto Yatagarasu and prepared for the sequel. Yatagarasu was built by the top players, creators and community members, and its saga defined the path we walked into 2.1, not to mention that its verification saw 2.0 finally be brought to a close after nearly a year and a half. Yatagarasu isn't even the hardest or second hardest demon now, but it couldn't be missed, and with over 1 million views on the video, it is the biggest contemporary level in the world at the moment that is out and available to play now. In the Yatagarasu entry, I said it was the biggest contemporary level ever in the world that was out, and I made sure to mention this because the bigger level is just on the horizon. Bloodlust was a level created by Manic648 that was meant to be a rebirth of Bloodbath before being super buffed and extended. Over time, Noble Boy has invested time and pain in it, grossing over 100,000 attempts and reaching 98%, a fail which landed him 500,000 views very quickly. Just imagine when it is verified how big it will become. It will surely outrank everything we've ever seen since Bloodbath. It's already the most prolific and productive upcoming extreme demon, ousting even Sonic Wave Infinity, and it will surely become the biggest demon at the end of 2.0 and 2.1 era, eclipsing Yatagarasu by a mile. The potential for this level is unlimited, and I can't wait to see the heights Bloodlust will reach. And finally, a relatively new demon I wanted to include, Woodkid by Jakers. Woodkid is a god theme level with some of the craziest decoration we've ever seen in a level, and it has some extreme difficulty. Many will wonder in this video why I chose Woodkid instead of the other groundbreaking upcoming god themed level, God Eater, but this is because Woodkid will also push the limits of difficulty. This will be hard in the Yatagarasu easily, and who knows how hard it will be when completed. This is a relatively new level, but is set to be a revolutionary one as it combines amazing design, innovation and difficulty to create the ultimate divine and legendary demon, which will surely explode into the biggest level when it hits the stage of hype and gains traction. It's early days yet, but who knows what this demon holds. So there were my picks for the biggest demon ever, ranked by several categories. Some of the categories were more qualitative than quantitative, but each is worthy of recognition in their own way. Which demons do you think are the biggest? Which ones did I miss? Be sure to tell me in the comments, and be sure to explain why. If we could get some discussions going in the comments, that'd be amazing. I thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like on the video, and if you could subscribe, it would really help me out. Also, if you look in the description, there is a list of some of my biggest and best videos ever, so check those out if you're new here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all soon.